Hello, friends. How are you? I hope you are good. So, we are dealing with chemistry of lipids, in which we have completed the lipoproteins. Up to lipoproteins, which are the compound lipids. Okay. Now, we are dealing today with fatty acids. What are fatty acids? Fatty acids we get in our body from the digestion of fats. You must know that the chief constituents in our body, they are carbohydrate, proteins and lipids. So lipids is in relation with this fatty acid. Fatty acids we get from the digestion of fats which we eat the diet. So these fatty acids are fuel. They act as a fuel in our body for the energy purpose. And we get 9 kilocalories of energy per gram of fat in our body. 9 kilocalories of energy is yielded per gram of fat. So you must know that the energy yielded by these fatty acids or fat is more than that of carbohydrate, which yields only 4 kilocalories per gram of carbohydrate. So it is more than that of carbohydrate, which gives energy 9 kilocalories of energy yielded by per gram of fat. Now you must know that these fatty acids, after the digestion of fats, they are stored in the layer under the skin is known as adipose tissues. Means that this adipose tissue, it contains adipocytes. Adipocytes are the cells in which these fatty acids are stored. Whenever the body require or in needed of energy, these fats or fatty acids will provide energy for the body. Now we'll see that if we have to define the fatty acids are carboxylic acid, with aliphatic chain of saturated or unsaturated fatty acids. So here these fatty acids are defined as they are the carboxylic acid with aliphatic chain of saturated or unsaturated. Means that the chain of hydrocarbons they will be in linear form, or it is said to be aliphatic. So means that the fatty acid represent the formula RCOOH. R is meant for hydrocarbon and COOH is meant for carboxylic acid. So, therefore, we define fatty acids as they are the carboxylic acids with aliphatic chain of saturated or unsaturated fatty acid. So here we'll see the fatty acids in detail. Now we'll see that the formula represent for fatty acid is R dash COOH. R is represent for hydrocarbons and COH is represent for carboxylic acid. So this completes the formula here. R, they are the hydrocarbons. What are hydrocarbons? The hydrocarbons like CH2, CH2, CH2. These are the hydrocarbons. And the carboxylic acid, that is COH. So here, these hydrocarbons, they are non-polar. And carboxylic acid is in polar condition. Now you must know that what is non-polar and polar. So here these two units, polar and non-polars, are present in the fatty acids. Therefore this fatty acid molecule is called as amphipathic molecule. So you must know that this is an amphipathic molecule having polar and non-polar structure. Now we see the classification of fatty acids. What are the different types of or classes of the fatty acids are present in our body? So here we'll see the classification. Under this classification, there are 4 types of fatty acids which are present in our body. They are, or we can say that the fatty acids are classified as straight chain, second one is branch fatty acids, third one is first one is straight chain, then second one is branched fatty acid, third one is substituted fatty acids, and fourth one is cyclic fatty acids. So these are the classification of fatty acids. Now here you must know that straight chain fatty acids are also known as aliphatic fatty acids. Means this straight chain fatty acids again subclassified as saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. So they are subclassified. The straight chain fatty acids are subclassified as saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. Now a question arises here, what is in the straight chain fatty acids? Generally in our body the fatty acids of long chain, they are present round about containing 16 to 18 carbon atoms. These fatty acids are found naturally in abundant form, 16 to 18. Now the fatty acids are also present from 4 to 28 carbon containing fatty acids, but the abundant in nature they are 16 to 18 carbon containing fatty acids are there. Now straight chain fatty acids are subclassified as saturated fatty acid, unsaturated. Now we'll see what is meant by saturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acids means they do not have double bond in its structure. No double bond. No double bond is present between the carbon atoms. Therefore, the saturated fatty acids are the acids which do not have double bond in its structure between the carbon atoms. Saturated fatty acids contain two types of fatty acids, odd number fatty acids and even carbon number fatty acids. So odd carbon containing fatty acids are carbon containing, they are acetic acid, propionic acid and valeric acid. So here the odd carbon containing fatty acids are acetic acid, which will have only one carbon, propionic acid will have 3 carbon, valeric acid will have 5 carbon. So therefore they are said to be odd number of carbon containing fatty acids. So here the other saturated fatty acids, they are even carbon containing. They are myristic acid, palmitic acid and lignoceric acid. So these are the even carbon containing fatty acids, even number of carbon containing fatty acid. Myristic fatty acid, they contain 14 carbon atom. Palmitic acid contain 16 carbon atom and lignoceric contain 24 carbon atoms here. So here these are the even carbon containing fatty acids. So saturated fatty acids, they contain odd carbon containing fatty acid and even carbon containing acid. So these are the examples of saturated fatty acids in our body. Now you must know that the major point of this saturated fatty acid is that it do not contain double bond between carbon atoms. So here you must know. Now we'll see what are unsaturated fatty acids. What are unsaturated fatty acids? These unsaturated fatty acids, they again subclassified as MUFA and PUFA. Means that mono unsaturated fatty acid and poly unsaturated fatty acid. Now here you will see that what is meant by mono unsaturated fatty acid and what is meant by poly unsaturated fatty acid. So here if you see the mono unsaturated fatty acids, they contain only single double bond. And polyunsaturated fatty acid will contain many double bond in its structure. Therefore, MUFA is said to be mono unsaturated fatty acid, and PUFA means polyunsaturated fatty acid. These fatty acids are also known as monounsaturated fatty is also called as monoenoic acid. Monoenoic acid. And POFA, that is polyunsaturated fatty acid, they are said to be polyenoic acid. Polyenoic acid means that monoenoic acid will have only single double bond in its structure, and polyenoic acid will have many double bond in its structure. Here the example of monounsaturated fatty acid or monoenoic fatty acid is oleic acid. This oleic acid will have only single double bond in its structure. Now we'll see. And the example of this polyunsaturated fatty acid or polyenoic acid is linoleic, linolenic, and arachidonic. So these are the examples of the polyenoic fatty acid. Now this oleic acid will have only a single double bond. Now we'll see here how the single double bond is present in oleic acid. Then we'll see the double bond present in linoleic acid also, linolenic acid also, and arachidonic acid also. We'll see one by one. Now we are seeing monoenoic fatty acid or the MUFA, that is monounsaturated fatty acid. So here the example we have seen oleic acid. Now oleic acid, it is a 18 carbon containing amino fatty acid. The total number of carbon atoms are 18. So in this only single double bond is present at carbon atom number 9. First of all, we'll see the structure of oleic acid. So here, this is a structure belongs to oleic acid. Now here, the two ends are there. Here the first end is CH3, methyl group, and the last one is COOH, carboxylic group. So here you will see that this end is called as delta end, and this end is called as omega end. So you must know that delta end will have COOH group, that is carboxylic group, and the omega end will have methyl group. So here these are the two ends. Now the structure of this oleic acid shows that there will be presence of double bond at carbon atom number 9. Means from 9, between 9 and 10 there will be a double bond. There will be the presence of double bond. Now we'll see. Suppose this is a 9th carbon atom, okay, and this is a 10th carbon atom. So here there will be the presence of double bond. Therefore, how to represent the double bond in its structure, how to write it? The representation of double bond is given by two different methods or systems. The first system is called as C system. And the second one is called as N system. So while writing the double bond, you have to write like this. In C system, the double bond is written as, for this oleic acid, is as follows. C is to 18 is to 1 delta 9. So this is the representation of double bond for the oleic acid. The number, this is a carbon, 18 is the total number of carbon, 1 is the presence of double bond, that will be at delta, that is 9. At carbon atom 9, there will be the presence of double bond, means the double bond will be present between 9 and 10th carbon atom, and this becomes the C system. For the representation of double bond. Now if you want to write in N system, it will be like this. 18 is to 1 is to omega 9. This omega is written for the omega N, or you can say that the for CH3, that is methyl group. So here the omega, that will be the N system. So these are the two different systems by which we can represent the double bond. So here we'll see that the polyunsaturated fatty acids or the polyenoic acid. The examples are linoleic, fatty acid. Second one is linolenic fatty acid, and third one is the arachidonic fatty acids. Now these are linoleic fatty acid will contain two double bond, therefore it is written as C is to 18 is to 2 is to delta 9 and 12, means the double bonds will be present between the carbon 9 and 10 and 12 and 13. So this will be two double bonds will have here, and linoleic acid will be written as C is to 18 is to 3 delta 9 12 15. So these are the three double bonds present, therefore it is said to be the trienoic, and it is said to be dienoic fatty acid. This is trienoic fatty acid, and this is tetraenoic fatty acid, means that arachidonic acid will have 4 double bonds. So it is written as C is to 18 is to 4 delta. Arachidonic acid will have 4 double bonds, and it is written as delta 5 8 11 14, means these 4 double bonds are present. Therefore, it is written as C is to 18, carbon atom number 18, 4 double bonds, delta 5, 8, 11. Where the double bonds are present? At carbon atom 5, 8, 11 and 14. Now you see, so these are the polyunsaturated fatty acids, also known as polyenoic fatty acids. Now, if anybody will ask you the difference between the monoenoic acid and polyenoic acid, so you have to explain these monoenoic acid, fatty acid, they have only single double bond. Polyenoic acid will have 2 or more double bond. Second point is, this monoenoic acid, they remain in liquid form at room temperature, which needs a very low temperature, and polyenoic acid, they are in liquid form at room temperature. So this is the difference between monoenoic fatty acid and polyenoic acid. Now here you can say that the monoenoic acid we have seen already, it is oleic acid, and the polyenoic acids are linolenic, linoleic and arachidonic. Now these monoenoic acids, they are found in vegetables. For example, the peanut oil and canola oil, and this polyenoic acid, they are also seen in the vegetable oils. But here you must know that they are present in corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil and safflower. So this is the difference between polyenoic and the monoenoic and polyenoic acid, that is MUFA and PUFA, that is mono unsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated fatty acid. Now the main important point among this monoenoic acid is that it decreases the heart disease. Means the risk of heart diseases is seen in from monoenoic acid, and you must know this monoenoic acid, they lowers total cholesterol level. In our body. So here the total cholesterol which is present in normal range, that is 145 milligrams percent to 250 milligram percent. It is present in the blood. So this is a normal range. It should be stable in the blood. If the blood cholesterol or serum cholesterol raises, then there can be cause heart diseases. So here the role of monoenoic acid is it reduces the total cholesterol which is present in our body if it is in raised manner. So here this reduces the total cholesterol levels, and here you must know that it also reduces the low density lipoproteins, that is LDL. What is it? Reduces the total cholesterol level as well as low density lipoprotein, and you must know that it increases HDL, high density lipoprotein. Here in the polyenoic acid, it decreases the triglyceride. Polyenoic acid decreases the triglyceride. And this also lowers the total cholesterol level. With LDL. So this is the functions of this polyenoic acid in our body. So you must know that the polyunsaturated fatty also decreases the risk of cardiovascular disease. And polyunsaturated fatty acid, they also play an important role for brain and cell growth. So these are the some functions which are carried out by polyunsaturated fatty acids in our body. So you must know that the difference between monoenoic fatty acid and polyenoic fatty acid we have already seen. Another important point, among these monoenoic fatty acids, they also reduces the risk of diabetes mellitus 2. Diabetes mellitus 2 means type 2. There are two different types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. This type 2 diabetes is said to be onset diabetes, generally occurs in the adults. Now we'll see that what we were seeing, the classification. The second, fatty acids. We have seen the straight chain fatty acids, in which saturated and unsaturated fatty acid. Now we'll see here the position of unsaturated fatty acid. Some fatty acids, they are present in cis form in our body, cis and trans. What is the cis form? Here, if the double bond of unsaturated fatty acid, if the hydrogen atoms are present in the same plane or on the same side above the double bond, means they are said to be cis fatty acid. Cis unsaturated fatty acids, means that this representation of hydrogen in the hydrocarbon are on the same plane or on the same side of this double bond. They are represented as cis unsaturated fatty acid. Cis unsaturated fatty acids are generally seen in the oil. Okay, then what is my trans fatty acids? So that is trans form of fatty acid. Now we'll see the trans form of fatty acid. If suppose this is a double bond, if the hydrogen atom is present at different configuration, see here the H is plane in different plane and here it is in different plane, means hydrogen atoms are present in cross manner, therefore it is said to be trans form of unsaturated fatty acids. And this trans form of unsaturated fatty acid is seen in the Morgan and lard. Means that Morgan is used as a flavor in the bakery and lard is nothing but it is a white substance or white fatty acid which is present in the pig, from the pig. So this is the trans form of fatty acid generally seen in margarine and lard. Now we'll see the physical properties of fatty acids. Now the physical properties will show that they are colorless, tasteless and odorless, insoluble in water, when they are exposed to air or oxygen, they will provide peroxides. and though they are insoluble in water, they can emulsify. So fats can be emulsified though they are insoluble in water. Now these are some points. Now they show greasy touch when they are applied on the paper, and they are present in saturated and unsaturated. That I have already explained you. The fatty acid, they are present in saturated and unsaturated form. Then the another point is that they have low specific gravity than water. Then water. Okay. So here, and you must know the melting points are just decided with the help of the chains. The saturated fatty acid, they are long chain fatty acid, and unsaturated fatty acids are not so long chain fatty acid. Why? Because due to the transform of the fatty acid which are present in unsaturated fatty acid, they bends, therefore they are somewhat long chain than the saturated fat. Therefore means that if the fatty acids are in short chain, so the short chain containing fatty acids, they will have the low melting point, and the long chain containing fatty acids, they will have high melting point. In this, the saturated fatty acids will have more melting point because they will have long chain fatty acid, and the unsaturated fatty acids, they will have low melting point because due to the transform of the fatty acids in unsaturated fatty acid. This will be the transform, I already explained you. This will be present in the unsaturated fatty acid. Due to this transform, the bending of unsaturated fatty acid takes place. Therefore, they become short. Therefore, they will have low melting point. Saturated fatty acid will have more melting point, and unsaturated fatty acid will have low melting point. Now we'll see the chemical properties of fatty acids. Here, the chemical properties. In this, we will see hydrogenation. What is in the hydrogenation? Here, the formation of saturated fatty acid will take place by unsaturated fatty acid from the double bond which is present in the unsaturated fatty acid. For example, the linolenic acid, it is trienoic acid. I already told you, I have already explained you that these are trienoic fatty acid having 3 double bond will form linoleic acid, which is dienoic having 2 double bond and this linoleic acid will give rise to oleic acid, having one double bond in its structure. So here you must know that the formation of the linoleic acid will, the formation from linoleic acid will be linoleic acid, and from linoleic acid oleic acid, and from oleic acid it will give rise to stearic acid. So this stearic acid is saturated fatty acid and linoleic acid is unsaturated, means the formation of saturated fatty acid will take place from unsaturated fatty acid, and this formation will take place at double bond of the unsaturated fatty acid. And here the catalyst is used known as nickel. The formation will take place with the help of an catalyst, that is nickel. So therefore in such a manner the process of hydrogenation will be formation of saturated fatty acid from the unsaturated fatty acid. So this is the example, and we have also seen in the vegetable oil also that the liquid form of fatty acid will be converted to solid form, means these liquids are present in unsaturated fatty acid. And it will be converted to the saturated one, means liquid form is converted to solid form. So this, in this manner the hydrogenation takes place, and it is seen in the example of vegetable oil, that is ghee. Liquid oil is converted to solid, that is, the example is ghee. Okay, so here this is the hydrogenation. Now we'll see what is halogenation, the chemical properties. Halogenation. Halogenation means the processes are carried out or is carried out by halogens. What are halogens? Halogens are the non-metallic substances which are kept in the 7th group of periodic table in 17th column. So here you must know that the halogens like chloride, iodine, bromide, these are the halogens which are accepted. 2 halogens are accepted by the double bond of unsaturated fatty acids, and they will form the saturated fatty acid. You must know that halogens are the compounds which are meant for the formation of acids, and later on these acids, they will form the sodium and potassium salts of fatty acids. So here the example is given here in the halogenation, that the triglyceride or triglycerol, they are hydrolyzed with alkalis. They are treated with alkali, and it will form the glycerol plus sodium salt of fatty acid. So formation of salt will be there, that is in the form of sodium of the fatty acid. When the triglycerides are treated with alkali, there will be the formation of glycerol plus sodium salt of fatty acid, and this is possible by the process of saponification. What is saponification? We'll see in the characteristics of fatty acid next time. Now you must know at this moment what is this triglycerides. When they are treated with alkali, it will give rise to glycerol and sodium salt of fatty acid. So here the formation of salt will take place by the process of halogen known as halogenation. Now we'll see peroxidation. In the serial reactions in our body, there will be the formation of free radicals. And these free radicals, they are very dangerous for the health or for the body because they are toxic in nature. Immediately they should be converted into H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide. Later on this H2O2 will be reduced to water molecule and oxygen molecule. Therefore, this peroxidation is dangerous for the body. Means, for example, if the food of our home is exposed to air or oxygen, it will lead to peroxidation. Means that it will give rise to yellow color. And this yellow color means that is peroxidation, and the food will deteriorate. Deterioration of the food will take place. Deterioration of the food will take place. And when we eat this food which is exposed for a long time in the oxygen or air, then if we'll eat it, then the damage of tissues will take place inside our body. Damage of tissues will be there, and there will be the formation of cancer cells. There will be the formation of cancer cells. So this is the result of this peroxidation. So this is the process where if the lipids are exposed to air or oxygen, the deterioration will take place and damage of tissue will be there and the formation of cancer cell will be there. So this is the process of peroxidation. Then we will see what is meant by rancidity. Rancidity of the fats are seen by two processes. One is hydrolysis and second is oxidation. Here the animal fats, what is meant by rancidity? The unpleasant odor or taste of fatty acids is said to be rancidity. Unpleasant taste or odor of the animal fats or the natural fats, we can say, which are aging. Aging means if it is just stayed or stable from a long time, then the rancidity can occur. By hydrolysis, rancidity can occur. The fat animals are hydrolyzed with the help of lipase, an enzyme lipase, and it will produce the decomposition of the fat. Decomposition. And the other method, oxidation, means if the lipids are exposed to oxygen, there it will lead to peroxidation, and due to this peroxidation, the unpleasant decomposition will be there. The decomposition form from the aldehydes of the compounds. Now here you must know that these are some chemical properties related with the fatty acid. Now we have seen this all about the straight chain fatty acid. Now the second one is branched chain. Branched chain fatty acid. So this is the structure belongs to branched chain fatty acid here. See, this is COOH, that is carboxylic group here. Now here the branched chain fatty acid means here the 12 carbon containing fatty acid is there. At carbon atom number 4 a bond is there, double bond is there at 8 and here at 12. So this is said to be 4, 8, 12 trimethyl diconic acid. Why it is said to be 4, 8, 12 trimethyl diconic acid? Because the branched chain fatty acids will contain either 1, 2 or many methyl group in its structure. Therefore, it is having the structure of methyl group at 4, 8 and 12 carbon atom. So here the methyl groups are present at, these are not double bond but these are the methyl group which are present at carbon atom number 4, 8 and 12. Therefore it is said to be trimethyl diconic acid. This branch type of fatty acids are seen in the skin also. In the skin, and this is known as Vernix caseosa. Vernix caseosa is one of the example of the branched chain fatty acid which is present on the skin, and this is present in white substance just born baby. So here it is seen that Vernix caseosa is one of the example, and branched chain fatty acid are also seen in the that is in the bakery substances, or we can say that the dairy product. So branched fatty acids are present in dairy products or in the bakery substances. You must know that the exam functions of this branched fatty acids is generally that they are the chief constituent of gastrointestinal tract. They are the chief constituent of the gastrointestinal tract, and as well as they also show the role in the gut colonization, and they inhibits cancer cells. So these are some functions belongs to branched chain fatty acid. This type of fatty acid is also seen in the proteins and peptides. The protein and peptides which will have the branched amino acid will be metabolized to branched chain fatty acids. So here you must know that the proteins from the diet or the peptide bonds, they will have the branched amino acids. Later on they are metabolized to branched chain fatty acids. Now you must know that this branched chain fatty acid is also seen in butter. In the form of phytanic acid, and there will be impairment in the catabolism of this phytanic acid which leads to Refsum's disease. So here the presence of the phytanic acid in butter, there will be the impairment in the catabolism of the acid and accumulation takes place, and due to that accumulation disease is known as Refsum's disease will occur there. So here this is called as the one of the important function of the branch chain fatty acid. Now we'll see the substituted fatty acids. So here substituted means something is substituting there, therefore it is the name indicates substituted fatty acid. The hydrocarbon, one or more hydrocarbons of the fatty acid, they are substituted by OH group, therefore it is said to be substituted fatty acid. So here you must know that the examples are lactic acid of the blood, then the cerebronic acid and oxynervonic acid. These are belongs to brain, and lactic acid is belongs to blood. So the OH group is present in the fatty acids, they are present in the, or the OH group is substituted by the hydrocarbon, one or more hydrocarbon. The examples are lactic acid, cerebronic acid, oxynervonic acid, and this type of the substituted acids generally seen in the blood and brain. Now we'll see the cyclic fatty acids. What is a cyclic fatty acid? Means the fatty acids which will have a heterogeneous cycle in its structure along with the oxygen and hydrogen molecule. Therefore, it is said to be the cyclic fatty acid. Here the structure is given here, and it is a heterocyclic structure or heterocyclic ring is present along with this carboxylic acid. It is a monomer of the cyclic fatty acid, and the examples are cyclopropane and cycloentanil. Cyclopropane and cycloentanil. These are the examples of this cyclic fatty acid, and generally these cyclic fatty acids, they are seen in bacteria and seeds lipids. So here these are the example. The stercolic acid is also there. Stercolic acid is also one of the example of cyclic fatty acid. So friends, today we have seen what are fatty acids. So the classification of fatty acid and their functions, we have seen physical characteristics and chemical characteristics. If you like my lecture, share it and subscribe it. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so thank you very much for that.